I've just come back. It's for live producing, because I'm going to have to do this now to protect myself.
Are we looking for asylum? Asylum. Can't find them, find them.
I don't know if I'm coming on my period, but I'm fucked up. I'm actually really fucking pissed off because my album is getting delayed, so it's not going to come out in September because producers don't want to play the songs because they think they give me more than I fucking give them. So today I'm remaking some of my fucking beats because it's fucking delusional and it's unacceptable. And especially on songs about female empowerment, I am fucking taking that shit. And I'm actually really bored of lawyers getting back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And it's better to just remake it. So,
Patani, Patani, cut for the Patani, Ripmani, Rajani, Shalini, Malani, Patani, Patani, cut for the Patani.
பண்ண பாடிருக்கீங்க சொந்த பேர் கல்ச்சர் ப்ரோக்ராம் என்ன சினிமா பண்ண பாடிருக்கீங்க சொந்த பேர் கல்ச்சர் ப்ரோக்ராம் என்ன சினிமா பண்ண பாடிருக்கீங்க சொந்த பேர் கல்ச்சர் ப்ரோக்ராம் என்ன சினிமா பண்ண பாடிருக்கீங்க சொந்த பேர் கல்ச்சர் ப்ரோக்ராம்.
Anyway, I could do that for hours because I fucking love it. So it's not like I love getting my hair done and the visual aspect of myself. I like the musical making aspect of myself. So I don't like being treated like a dumb girl that just has shit written and then I just go and put some fucking lipstick on and represent it on the outside. I'm in the studio. I write my lyrics. I write my beat sometimes and put it together. I like what I find it myself. Okay? So, if anyone's got any doubts about that, I'm here. Whatever I need to prove myself, I can do it. So, on that note, shout out to producers that understand that and work with me. And, you know, anyone who along these last 15 years have forgotten and are hyped, because the problem is I don't mind giving people credit and giving them publishing and saying that they produce my songs. I don't mind that, as long as, like I said, it's one is gratitude, but as long as they don't come back to me 10 years later and say, oh, remember when I made that fucking song? And I go, you didn't fucking make that song. And they go, yes, I did. Look on fucking Wikipedia. Like, it's got my name on it. And I'm like, yeah, but that's because I fucking did you a favor and put your fucking name to give you shine. So those type of people is what I don't like, because I trust myself and I expect you to remember shit like that 10 years from now. But it's not guaranteed. People that you help out, it's not guaranteed that they'll remember that. And no matter what they go through, and people do go through shit, they forget shit, you know? And so the credit aspect and the publishing aspect is different. And I don't mind paying people and giving them credit where it's due and putting their names all over my records, going, go on, say you produce it. You know, I don't mind that. But I've had lots of people turn up to me 10 years later and fucking tell me shit that is just not true, you know. And also, I think when you're producing, which is not like proper band songwriting, but you're, you know, using samples and you're using, someone has a loop, or you might find something and then you have a thing and then blah, blah, blah. Like, there's, I think when you're making sort of like dance records and things like that, it's like the lines are a little bit more blurred and it's really difficult to define what it is, and it varies. Like on Paper Planes, the majority of that record goes to The Clash because of the sample. And so even though I wrote the lyrics and I wrote the song and I wrote the melody, it doesn't go to me. And that's like also, you know, it's complicated. But as an artist, I'm not just a writer. Like a melody writer and a lyrics writer. I do get involved in production too, and I do the traveling. I do the time in the studio too. It's not like there's a bunch of 20 people writing my songs. And I get to do cool shit and whatever, and then just turn up for a day and sing what they've written. It doesn't work like that. Putti. I use my putti, not my pussy. That is the difference. And both of it is relevant, don't get me wrong. I'm not talking down at women that use their sexuality. I think that's fine. You do you. But I want to say what makes a woman is both those things. Is putti and pussy. I know it's vulgar, but today's live has been a bit vulgar because I am bored of being quiet on these matters. So, I recorded Paper Planes on a 4-track, and I wrote the lyrics, some of it, on a 4-track. And actually I had the lyrics written in a book, but I had the melody in a 4-track. And I woke up in the morning and we had a very open plan apartment at the time, and Diplo was working on the beat, and I was like, oh, I like that beat. Woke up and he's like, well, why don't you jump on? And then it just happened that way. So there you have it. My talent, coming from being a refugee, is that I can make anything out of anything that is a thing. And that is my, talent, but it's also a thing that I appreciate. It's, to me, that's like representation of resourcefulness is a trait that goes with all refugees and immigrants, or generally poor people. And I apply that to my music, and making things sit together that don't usually sit together, or making music in that way with no rules, is something I enjoy. I'm not cutting myself, I'm cutting the hairs on my legs because I haven't shaved or lasered. Anyway, on that note, goodbye.